everyone, it's Alicia. I'm podcasting solo today. Andrea, my partner in crime, also has her own business, so she is super busy making wedding cakes and birthday cakes. It is the wedding season, so you're stuck with me, just me. Today I went out and I did an interview with Trevor Hamlyn. Her brother Trevor Hamlyn has been missing since June 16th. So we're putting out a plea here to anybody, anywhere, to keep your eyes out for anything that may belong to Trevor, or if anyone has any information on where he could possibly be or what may have led him to go missing, to contact the police and Crime Stoppers and everything right away. I will have a full interview with her that you'll hear after this. However, I'm going to read first just the information of his Facebook group called Have You Seen Trevor Hamlyn, aka Pepsi? Any of the news releases or anything that they do, they will update you all through that. If they've received any updates or there's some new organized searches, you will find all of that information through this Facebook page. So the first thing you're going to want to do is join this page. That's the first thing you can do to help. Trevor borrowed his roommate's car Saturday, June 16th in the morning to run errands. The last confirmed location where they've seen Trevor was the Sobeys liquor store in Paradise. He returned to his home, which is 12 Imogen Crescent in Paradise, and returned the car around lunchtime. So it was his roommate's car that he had borrowed to run these errands. At some point in the afternoon, he disappeared. We don't know when he left, what he was wearing, who he left with, or if he had even left with anyone, or where he was going. We do know that he was invited to a friend's house for a party that night, but he didn't show up. The family was notified Tuesday night around 11 p.m., and his roommate had not seen or heard from Trevor since then. The police were notified immediately, and the family has been working with the police and providing any information that arises. There has been no confirmed sighting, and no one has spoken to him since his disappearance. Trevor has no vehicle, no working cell phone, or wallet with him. So again, very important to spread this as far and wide as we can, to reach as many people as we can, and to bring Trevor home. So I'm going to play for you my interview with Ashley, and I hope you enjoy it. Hope you can do everything you can to help find Trevor. I mean, he's a very well-liked and well-loved guy, and we just want to bring him home for his family. So, walk me through what happened. Like, walk me through your sequence of events. Like, when did you find out, and what would you like us to know?
Okay, so I found out Tuesday night. It was June the 19th at 11 p.m. We got a phone call from one of Trevor's friends and his roommate, stating that they have not seen Trev or heard from Trevor since Saturday and that he's missing. So my mother answered that phone call.
Okay.
And that's basically how it started. She called out to me and was like, Ashley, we need to call the police. Trevor's missing. We need to file a missing persons report. Can you do it?
Well, of course.
So I was like, yeah, of course I could do it. No problem.
You would be that person for her.
That was me. That's why I've been doing all the interviews.
Well, I'm happy I get to speak with you today. Did you think that Tuesday, like them waiting till Tuesday to reach out, was that strange, or would that,
I think, yeah, for the weekend I would understand, because, he's probably gone for the weekend. Monday, okay, yeah, you kind of think, he's probably still out. Tuesday, yeah, I would have been concerned at Tuesday.
Right.
But yeah, the fact that it was Tuesday night we got a phone call, yeah, I think that's a little strange. But,
right.
I mean, people do their own thinking, and, I don't know people's schedules, and you can't predict that kind of thing.
That's true.
You can't predict what people are going to do or what was their logic in that. But basically, that was the facts. We got the phone call at 11, and that's when we knew. And that's when we started this whole process.
My aunt, just a couple of weeks ago, you may or may not have seen on VOCM, her name was Marie Smith. And it was her 65th birthday, and no one heard from her. Our whole family went, the same as I'm sure your family, panic mode. We set up like a home base. We were looking, searching. Have you guys been doing any searching? Have you been out looking around?
We definitely have been doing searching. I mean, we even had a search party ourselves last Saturday. That was our first big search.
Perfect.
We did last minute, like the night before, but we still had a good turnout. Like over 30 people showed up to help us. So that was our big search. And since then, my brother and I have been doing our own private searches, even up till yesterday.
My gosh.
And we plan to go today too, but unfortunately the police are where we were going.
Really?
Because we've been there, actually I've been there for 2 days now in that same area looking.
Right.
And my brother was there yesterday looking. So we were going back today with more people.
Right.
And unfortunately, they got all blocked off now, so we can't get in there. We're not allowed.
You can't get in. Tell us a little bit about Trevor.
So Trevor is the likable guy that knows everyone. He is at all the parties, all the special events. He will be friendly to anyone. He likes anyone. Everyone likes him, and he just floats around. Most people have come in contact with Trevor one time or another. Mm-hmm. And everyone just loves him. He's just the social butterfly. And he's always been that way.
I've crossed paths with him a few times in my life, and I feel the same way.
He's very sociable.
Very sociable. Like the life
very
of the party.
Sociable, laid back. Nothing really ruffles his feathers. And he just goes with the flow type of deal.
It's amazing. Do you have like a good picture of what happened on Saturday morning from, have they given you any of that information yet? What happened that morning to what led to Saturday night?
Basically, I spoke to his roommate and everything, and I did get the information.
Right.
He left about, I would say, 10:45 or 11 o'clock-ish. He borrowed his roommate's car. He went to Sobeys in the liquor store. He bought his liquor. He bought his mix. He went to Subway to get some lunch and brought it all home. Mm-hmm. Returned the car to his roommate. He was speaking to his roommate then. His roommate went out for a bit, came back, went and spoke to him when he came back. They went to the gym, and when he came back, Trevor wasn't there. We do know Trevor was invited to a party that night. One of his old high school friends was back in town, so they were throwing a big welcome home party. He was invited. Now, whether he had the intentions of going there or not, we don't know.
Right.
We did get video surveillance from the street that Trevor lived on, but unfortunately, because the house was so far away, it's not a clear picture. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to pick out things in it, but you definitely could see the roommate's car coming and going. So we know another car did not come up to the house to pick him up. That we do know.
Right.
So either he left on foot, which cannot be shown in the video, or he left and got picked up somewhere. But at this point, we still don't know how, because there's been no other tips, no other surveillance, and no other witnesses.
Nothing.
There's been nothing. So we don't know when he left, what he was wearing, how he left, or any of that information.
You just know for sure that no other cars had made their way to
into that
house.
Driveway.
That sounds like a pretty typical Saturday afternoon, though, for anyone, really.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he was just going around his business.
Yeah, a normal day.
A normal day. So we figures he just went somewhere, but like I said, we don't know where he went.
Right. And how about anyone from that party? Did he reach out to anyone to say he was coming or wasn't going to make it? Or it's just that was the last bit of contact was with his roommate?
That was the last big contact with his roommate. Like we said, we know he was invited, but you don't know what someone's thinking, so you don't know if he was planning on going or not. Mm-hmm. I mean, we just know that he was invited somewhere that night.
I did see a post on Facebook. I'm not sure if it was from you personally. You were looking for information about something with his arm.
Yes, on May the 9th, he was actually up in the woods. What we've been told. Mm-hmm. He's been up in the woods with a friend, and he accidentally got cut in his arm.
Okay.
It was a very deep cut, and he had to walk so many kilometers out of the woods to walk home. He didn't go to the hospital till the day after to get fixed up.
Right.
It was a very deep cut, very deep in the muscle.
Okay.
It's basically a slash around his arm.
Okay.
Now, we don't know who he was with at that time, which is why we were asking for information, because we don't know the exact story. There's a couple stories floating around, so we don't know what's real, what's not real.
Right.
We don't know if it was intentional or not intentional, so we're a little bit concerned about that. So we're looking for any information that someone might have about that, but especially who he was with.
Definitely.
We know he wasn't alone, but unfortunately nobody knows who he was with.
And the person that he was with has not yet come forward?
No.
Okay. And is it safe to assume then that it was on his forearm as well, or was it like just a different part of his arm? Like, okay. Up high on the forearm.
Yeah.
And then, so it's strange then that person wouldn't come forward to say that he was there.
Yes.
Is he an outdoorsy guy? Like, was it normal for him to be gone off in the woods and go camping or whatever he was doing?
He is an outdoorsy guy. We grew up in Grand Falls in the back of Windsor.
Right.
So we literally had the woods on the back of our house.
Gotcha.
So that's how we were raised. That's how our father raised us. We did fishing, the quadding, cutting up wood for the wood stove. So yeah, we're very familiar with the woods, our family is.
Right.
And Trevor knows how to handle himself in the woods.
Okay.
So for that to happen, it's a little suspicious.
Gotcha. That is a little suspicious.
Yeah, Trev knows how to handle himself, especially with knives and axes and stuff like that. We were told it was a knife that cut him, but like I said, don't know the full story until we find him.
Right, you don't know the full story, and also, yeah, you need to find the person he was with as well.
Yeah.
And so, is there a chance, like, has the possibility gone through your mind that maybe he just wanted a break? He's off in the woods, hanging out for a little while to, like, decompress. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, that's definitely come across our minds.
Yeah.
And, you know, the woods is a peaceful place for our family.
Right.
So, like I said, we don't know how he left his house. He could have walked.
Yeah.
And went up to the woods. The police, like I said, today, they were actually at the woods behind his house.
Okay.
For the first time on day 13, which is a little frustrating because I wish they would have went there a whole lot sooner.
Exactly.
But at least they're there now. That's the main thing. And hopefully they will come with some good news today.
Exactly. So then tell me a little bit about how you feel the police have been in this with you. Do you feel like they've been by your side, or do you feel like they haven't been as helpful as maybe you wish they would have been?
It depends on the day.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the police. I know they've been working very hard. The first week, they were definitely contacting us every day with an update. Unfortunately, this week, it's kind of faltered a bit.
Okay.
And we had to reach out to them a couple times just for an update. So that was a little frustrating. They obviously cannot tell us everything because it's an investigation, but we wish we knew more than what we know.
Right.
But we also know everything that they are doing because they do tell us. They do keep in contact and give us an update saying, hey, we're following up tips, we're checking video surveillance, you know, we have a K-9 unit here, we're looking here. But even though they're telling us some of that stuff, there's a lot of things going on that they're not telling us. Okay. Especially with us doing our own personal searches, we don't know where they've been because they don't tell us all the areas that they're covering.
Really?
Unfortunately. So we don't know if we're double checking the same areas or we're checking up different areas. But regardless, we're still going to keep going out and looking. I mean, we can't just sit home. We need to be active in this and cover as much grounds as we possibly can.
Absolutely. So you mentioned that they were in, did you say they had search dogs? And they've been interviewing people as well?
Yes.
Okay.
They've been doing all that.
All that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Is Trevor working currently? Like, does he have a job? Where would he be working?
Trevor actually started his own business 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
But due to the injury on his arm, he wasn't able to work because he was recovering from that injury.
Right.
So he has been home for the last few weeks recovering from that injury.
Right.
So we know he's not out doing a job and just not getting back to us, like up to someone's cabin doing a job or something.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, like I said, he had to take time to recover because it was so deep in the muscle, he even lost strength in that arm.
Really?
Not complete strength, but he is weaker in that arm.
Of course.
So he wasn't able to work when he disappeared.
God. So what can the public do to help? What's something that I can do just coming into this and taking a fresh look at the case? Like, what can I do to help you guys out in any way at all?
We did have a very good friend who actually wrote 7 Easy Steps onto his blog. Gays Around the Bay is called. Chris Brennan wrote it, and he is an amazing friend. Okay. And we're very appreciative of everything that he's done. But he actually listed the 7 easy steps. Sure. Which is definitely helping us out, and it helps us from not having to repeat it over and over. Yeah. So the very first thing is you could join the Facebook group, Have You Seen Trevor Hamlyn, aka Pepsi, which his nickname was Peps and Pepsi. The reason for that nickname is because when we were going to school, our father worked at Bernie Harvey, and he would always bring 2 cans of Pepsi to school with him every day. Everyone's wondering why he's nicknamed Pepsi? That's why. You're the only one to get that story.
Oh my gosh.
But that is the reason for it.
That's hilarious.
He didn't just make it up. So yeah, number 1, definitely join the Facebook group. Any information we get or any media coverage, that everything is sent there. Number 2 is if you or anyone you know lives in the Emergene Crescent area in Paradise, please check any surveillance cameras you have, dash cams or home security in that, from the day Trevor went missing or even up to now, to see if you have noticed anything that might help us with this case.
So anything out of the ordinary, if maybe something just catches a glimpse of him walking down the road, or some cars in the neighborhood maybe that they wouldn't recognize, things like that, is that what you want people to keep their eyes out for?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Now, we believe Trev had a backpack with him when he left, because that's probably why he was mixing that in.
Right.
It was a black backpack, and he probably had a black hoodie. So that's something to look for. A lot of people don't know what to look for, but we believe that is why he had that day.
Okay.
So that should help out a little bit.
So his mix and his liquor, whatever he bought that day at the liquor store, wasn't there?
No.
Okay.
So he definitely took that with him.
Perfect.
Number 3 is if you have any information about what was going on in Trevor's life, because as you know, we don't always tell our family and our parents every little thing that we do.
Absolutely.
You know, we keep things to ourselves. So even though I know a lot about my brother, I'm probably guaranteed don't know 100%.
His close friends may know more.
Yes.
Okay.
So I mean, definitely share it. I mean, anything to help Trevor at this point.
Exactly.
Number 4 is, you know anything about Trevor's whereabouts or who he was with that May the 9th when he had the injury up in the woods in Paradise, please contact anyone. And everything could be anonymous. You don't have to leave your name. So it doesn't matter who's calling in. We don't need to know who you are. Just call Crime Stoppers.
That's right.
Anonymously.
Right. I'll add the link in too for Crime Stoppers. I'll also add the Trevor's Facebook page on our website as well. And any tip lines or any emails or anything you have, we'll add all that in.
Perfect. The next thing is you could join our search party. We have another one coming up now tomorrow, actually.
Perfect.
So we have a few areas we want to check, and hopefully, well, we're always hoping that today's going to be the day he's found, but if he's not, we're going to do another search tomorrow. So all of that could be helped.
Perfect.
Number 6, there is a GoFundMe page that one of his friends, Nick, has started just to help in the research efforts. As we kind of developed after making so many flyers and, you know, doing our own private research, that it does cost money.
Yes, it does. Money
we did not expect. And any money left over after Trevor is found, we are going to be donating it to a charity, which we will advertise. And I have been keeping good records, so I have all my receipts in that of everything that we have spent.
That's amazing.
But we're hoping to pay it forward. We're hoping Trev's coming home soon and we could just give it to a charity that could really use it.
Absolutely.
And then number 7 is to keep spreading the word. On this blog, he actually has a copy of the text because it's going around Facebook. But any type of sharing, speaking to people, showing his photo, putting up flyers, all of this stuff helps us definitely. Yeah,
you want to be able to keep it, and you want it to circulate as much as possible. It may reach a group this week, and it may reach a completely different group of people next week.
Yes, and that's pretty much why whoever contacts me for media coverage, I will always say yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who their target audience is, but as long as I'm getting the story out there and I'm spreading and doing everything that I can, to me, that's like the best thing I could do right now.
Absolutely. Is there anywhere in particular of interest to him, like places that you think he would frequent, you want to look into further, or you think that the police should look into further?
Not at this time. I mean, there's a lot of areas that Trevor does frequent, and I know his friends have been so amazing, and they've been helping us out, and they have been checking the areas for us.
Right.
I mean, our prime interest is still Paradise.
Yeah.
I mean, if Trevor left the house and he walked, he's not going to walk that far.
No.
And he doesn't have his wallet. He doesn't have a debit card. He doesn't have credit cards. He probably doesn't have much cash on him.
Right.
So I can't see him, getting on a bus and hiking out somewhere or going anywhere too far.
Right.
So I believe if he wasn't picked up, he was definitely walking somewhere.
That's
great.
And
that's where we're hoping to cover with our search now tomorrow, is to cover certain areas of Paradise that has not yet been visited and looking for any signs of Trevor.
Anything you can do to help. Also, make sure to donate to the GoFundMe page that's set up. I will link to everything in our show notes. Ashley, thank you very much, and I really hope for the best.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.